How is it going, guys? Drew Peacock here, back with another video, and today we're finishing up the Supra. We don't have too much more to do. I know it looks incomplete, but a lot of the pieces are right there. So we're going to try to do as much as possible, and then it's just intercooler setup, and we're pretty much good to go. Besides a couple little odds and ends here and there, we're almost there, though. We're almost done with the K24. So this is what we're working with. Off camera, I've installed the fuel system, I installed the intake manifold, I got the gasket for it, I put the axles in, I got the turbo kit mounted. It's not tightened yet because one of the pieces I needed was an oil drain, which is somewhere in this pile. So I can still clock this and get to the oil drain and install it nice and easily. Besides that, we got a throttle body spacer because the throttle body does not clear on the RBC manifold, so they recommend a spacer instead of changing the whole throttle body. This is the simplest way to do it. I also got coolant lines because the ones that were sent to me were incorrect, so I got new coolant lines. I got a swivel neck, I got a turbo blanket, I got a wastegate blanket. We got a lot of fun stuff to install, and like I said, after all this, it's just installing the intercooler, the new fuel pump, which is right here, and just a couple little odds and ends. It's really not that much work, so I know you guys have been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this. You guys don't know how long I've been itching to drive this car. I don't want to drive it with the Cobra Motorsport seats though, so I'm gonna definitely get some new seats before we go take this on its first drive. But yeah, it's not too much work. So I think the first thing I'm gonna do is test fit the coolant hoses, because that's like the easiest thing to do. So I just ordered like all this shit off of Amazon. This is kind of a budget K24 build. I think all of these parts in total, which doesn't seem like a whole lot. God, I can't do this with one hand. I think all of these parts are like 300 bucks, but like there's a good amount of stuff here. You'll see in this video. Anyways, here's one of the hoses. Hopefully this fits. That doesn't look right either. You see what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff, maybe it's because I'm ordering on Amazon, doesn't fit 100%. So you got to kind of see what it likes and what it doesn't like. Probably trim some off of this end. Yeah, let's start by trimming off of that end. Like, this one will definitely work. It fits better than the old hose I had. The old hose isn't correct at all, but it's just a little bit of finessing we got to do. So, like I said, we'll trim a little bit, but I think we can make it work. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, so I took a little bit off each end, and for the most part, that looks pretty good right there. Once it's hose clamped on, it'll be good. We don't have any kinks in it. Looks fine for the most part. It's a little ugly since I trimmed it, but I had to trim it. It's definitely a lot better than not making one fit at all. So now we got to do the swivel neck for the bottom one, and then yeah, coolant hoses are installed. The swivel neck I'm a little nervous for. I don't trust that thermostat. We may or may not run it. I'm a little nervous for it just because I mean it's a thermostat. I guess. Yeah, I'm nervous about this. 100%. I don't know. Let me pull off the factory one, and I guess we'll see what this looks like. Okay, so I pulled off the old one, and a couple red flags I'm seeing about the new one. It's missing a plug. That's not very helpful. It's nowhere in the box. It's missing a plug. Comes with, I guess if you want to do like a -20 neck, which is great, but yeah, I don't have a plug. So I'll have to buy a plug. I'm going to make sure these two are nice and sealed. And I will maybe try to get out the thermostat. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just send it. We probably will just send it. Yay. This video is sponsored by Simply Carbon Fiber. You guys know who Simply Carbon Fiber is by now. They are the ones that make some really badass carbon fiber accessories for your everyday use. I currently am rocking their carbon fiber phone case, which just looks absolutely mint. And of course, since it's carbon fiber, it's also super protective, but also nice and sleek and lightweight. They have a lot of carbon fiber accessories and products on their website. Right now, they're having their holiday sale up to 30% off until December 25th. So if you guys don't know what to get somebody, or you just want to treat yourself, guys, click the link down below. Go get some carbon fiber. It's a perfect gift. Treat yourself too while you're there. Thank you, Simply Carbon Fiber, for sponsoring this video. All right, so I'm not gonna lie. Besides the hole on the side of it, that shit fits really well, and I'm actually pretty confident in it. I'm not going to put all the hose clamps on now because I'm probably going to have to remove it anyways, but I think now we'll try the intake spacer and then the throttle body. So throttle body spacer and the throttle body. Actually, let's just do the turbo blanket really quick. That's a fun and easy one. All right. Obviously just some cheap Chinesium, but it's going on a cheap Chinesium build. So let's do this. Probably not gonna fit. It looks awfully small for the size of that housing. It looks so small, but actually it might be perfect. Let's I'm gonna need 2 hands for this. 1 second. Okay, so I thought it was too small, but it's actually a perfect fit. Now, I probably should have put on the oil dump or the oil drain first, so I gotta take it off, but it looks way nicer than the fucking rusted exhaust housing. I don't like how close it is to this. So I might relocate my fuel down a bit lower. I think I have a bolt down there I can go to, so I'll probably relocate it down there and just play it safe, because that's way too close. I don't like that at all. That's mega sketch indeed. All right, I have a few more things that's trash. I guess in the meantime we can do the intake manifold spacer. Like I said, this is mandatory. I wish I didn't have to use this, but it's mandatory. I don't have a spacer that clears, so let's just guess how this goes on. It seems pretty straightforward, actually. Pretty much this thing looks like it goes right there. If I had to guess, looks about right. And then our throttle body will bolt onto that, and we're Gucci. Easy peasy. That actually doesn't seem bad at all. So let's get this one started. Okay, so after some fidgeting, I figured out how the gaskets go. You just gotta line them up with the holes and see which. You just gotta line them up with the holes and see which ones line up the best. I know it looks goofy like this, but that's how it wants to line up. So this is gonna go onto the intake manifold, and then we'll throw the throttle body onto this. So let me pick these up, and let me try to get some started. Oh, that could have been expensive. I'm gonna tighten these up. This isn't the right size. I'm gonna find the right size in a second. I'm just using this to snug it up. Not even snug it up, just to get them started pretty much. Because I do not want to strip these, because I'll probably have to take it off eventually, and it's gonna be really annoying if they're stripped. That looks good though. I like the little logo showing right there. It actually looks really nice. I found the right size, and now this will just slap onto there. So let me get this going. All right, all I gotta do is snug it up, but yeah, see, that is one hell of a throttle body, Jesus. Anyways, it didn't really clear the factory, not the factory, but it didn't clear my fuel line, so I'll just do a 90 and then bring my fuel line down here, which is kind of in line with where I want to move this thing anyway, so it kind of works out. Now I'm gonna quickly gap the spark plugs and then toss those in, and then I think we have, what is this? Oh, wastegate blanket. And then the oil sandwich adapter plate. So we're almost done with this small list of stuff. And then, oh, actually, where's the turbo drain? That's somewhere around here. So really quickly, I'm changing out the spark plugs. I already gapped them 0.25 or 0.025, I forget. But I know it has a 2.5 in it. So yeah, gapped them. Old versus new. Plenty of spark on this plug right here. Wait, right here? Okay. All right, spark plugs installed. The old ones look a little sussy, but it's a Honda build. It's a Honda, it'll last forever. Okay. I also went ahead and tossed on the wastegate blanket, and I checked my turbo drain that I ordered does not fit. You can see this is the gasket that came with my turbo, and this is the piece. It's way too large, so I got to order up another one or just find the one that I clearly misplaced. But yeah, got to get that. That's not good, but I'll order that tonight. Anyways, besides that, we have the oil sandwich plate adapter, and I think that's it. What else is in the box? The stuff. I mean, the Mac boost solenoid. But yeah, just the oil sandwich plate adapter. And that's it. Easy peasy. All right, now that the spark plugs are in, we'll put the coil packs back on, tighten them down, route the harness, and then we're gonna start working on the sandwich adapter, because that's going to determine where the oil feed goes. I'm probably going to feed it through the spark plug valley, similar to how I have it on my Supra. And I think that'll just give us the best route possible. We don't want to go near the header. We don't want to have it in front of the engine. That'll look stupid. So that makes the most sense. That's probably how most people do it. It's just common fucking sense. But I might be wrong. But that's how I'm going to do it. Alright, now I got to pull off the oil filter. Hopefully there's no oil in there. I don't think there is because I know there's no oil in the motor. So by now, hopefully there's nothing sitting in there. And looking at it, I mean, they could go straight up, but it's still kind of close to the header. But I feel like that's still a smarter path than going under the whole manifold and coming up right here. I guess I'll ask my boy how he has it on his, but to me that doesn't make sense because you're right next to the collector and that's hot. That's really hot. One runner is still hot, but I don't think nearly as hot as the collector. So yeah, let me get that oil filter off and we'll start tossing on the sandwich plate. So this is the filter that was sold to me with the engine and it looks pretty clean, so that's good. It's a good sign. We'll make sure the threads match up with the sandwich plate adapter, but this came off really easily, didn't need a tool or anything, so that's a good sign. That means that either A, it wasn't on there too long, or B, there is no B. It just might not have been there on for too long, or put on by a moron, so yeah. So here's the sandwich plate adapter. What are these? Okay, well I'm gonna need to buy some plugs, because that's not right. I don't remember ordering one with, what is that, -6? -6 to -8. That is so stupid. Okay, well, I gotta get plugs, so I don't think I'm gonna install this today. That is so dumb. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? That is dumb as hell. I don't like that at all. I mean, I guess I could use one as a turbo feed, but I still need a plug for the other one. That is, ugh, that irks me right there. That's what happens when you buy stuff on Amazon. I don't remember ordering this one. I'll look up the picture and I'll throw it in, but I don't remember ordering one with plugs like that. That's, whatever. Okay, I guess it is what it is. Yeah, let me at least make sure that everything else is the same. So at least the adapter is correct. For a K series, if you're wondering, it's M20 by 1.5. So that part is correct, but yeah, I'm gonna call my boy tomorrow and see what he thinks I should do. If I should route it off of what looks like a -6 to me, because this looks like -8. I could check, but I'll check in a sec. If I should route it off of that, or if I should route it off of the smaller ones. Usually turbo feeds are like -4, so we don't need a lot of oil. But yeah, that's just, I mean, we have the bigger ports, we might as well use them maybe. I don't know, maybe that'll be too much of oil. I'll make a call tomorrow and I'll see what he thinks. Regardless, we need to take a measurement coming off of this, so I'll install it anyway. The measurement would be the same. They don't stick out any further. So that's good. At least we can toss this on and just get a measurement at least. At least then we can get the fucking measurement. So thumbs up for that. But yeah, maybe I did order it with these. Maybe I'm an idiot. Whatever. Alright, so this light sucks. It's probably out of battery. But that's how it looks. Test fitted on, and see that plug is facing right up. That's one of the smaller plugs, and it looks good. I probably wouldn't want it to come that close to the runner. I'll probably go around the VTEC solenoid and then go into here or something, but I'll call my buddy, see what he recommends for that. But it fits, which is better than some of the things I bought today. So yeah, I just got a couple phone calls to make regarding plugs and stuff, and we'll be good. So I was about to start wiring this stuff in, cut off these connections, and then put on the new ones, but I don't need to do that. They sell a harness, and my boy said it'd be easier just to buy the harness. That way it'll look a little nicer instead of having like heat shrink and shit, and you know, different. It's just, it'll look better with the harness. So we'll do the harness and then we'll tuck the rest of it. So we don't need to touch that. All I need to do is take the measurements now for the turbo feed and the turbo drain. And then tomorrow I will take off the sandwich adapter and the water neck to go in so we can get plugs and the correct fittings for everything. And then after that, I think we'll be able to fill with fluids. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to fill with fluids. I think there's little odds and ends on where like these lines go, but for the most part, I think we'll be ready to go. Oh, I could plug in actually all of the throttle body connections. This is going to be really satisfying. Intake air control. which I believe is this right here. Or idle air control. I'm fucking stupid, sorry. TPS, throttle position sensor. Easy dozer. Map. I think it's manifold air pressure or something. I don't fucking know. I think it's this one. And intake air temperature. That one just stays there. Okay, I think there's one more we're missing because there's a plug right here. Unless that's for some cruise control bullshit. So the way I take measurements for lines to go have made is pretty simple. I use some spare wire. I'll probably end up reusing it down the line. I don't just throw it out, but I'll use some wire and I'll get one end close to where I want it to be. And then I'll put some tape just so it doesn't move. And then I just route it how I plan on routing it. And then I go to the other end and right there's where I'll cut. So I'll probably have that more like that. I mean, it'll have some slack anyways. Just a little bit is enough. And there you go. Now it's routed. Easy done. So I'll trim it right there. I know I'm going to need a 90 fitting right there and a straight on the other end. So that's perfect because depending on if you have two angled fittings, you'll have to have them clocked a certain way when they get crimped. Since I have a straight going in the other side, I don't have to worry about that. So that's really relaxing to know. That looks pretty good. All right, I just got back from the hose shop. There were plenty of hose there. Let me show you guys what we got. We didn't get everything. So I took off the swivel neck and he gave me a fitting for it, but he's like, bro, I don't know what this thing is tapped from because it's not metric and it's not American. So he's like, you're gonna need to put some like fucking sealer on it because it's not gonna seal. So yep, that's what happens when you buy Amazon car parts. He didn't have the fittings for these yet. He had some ordered up, so they'll be here on Friday. And then we have the turbo drain. I have to go back anyways for those fittings, but I also have to go back to have him crimp one of these ends because I have to get the orientation right. So kind of worked out perfect with that. And then we also have the turbo feed, which is good to go. So we'll slap all this together and we'll just mock it up and see how it goes. And we can actually get the orientation for the turbo drain and mark it all up. That way we are really good to go. But yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Easy little trip. So I clamped up the oil feed. The oil feed looks great. I mean, we have a little bit of motion here if we need to. I might actually, I guess we'll have to see when the drain is on. I'm still waiting for that drain fitting, but I can kind of toss it in and get it mocked up as best as possible. But as of right now, oil feed looks great. I also have it nice and tucked away from the exhaust. It's going around the VTEC solenoid. If we do clock it a little bit more this way, then we'll have even more slack and we can probably go a little bit wider on it. But this is definitely the ideal routing. And luckily I just had these, I forgot what they call them, Whitaker clamps? What do they call them again? Oh, they just call them rubber insulated clamps. Well, luckily I had some of them laying around, but yeah, looks great. Looks amazing. Now let's try mocking up the drain. All right, so without the turbo drain, it's a little hard to mock up the turbo drain. So we're gonna go ahead and move on into the interior for now. I gotta get this all back together. I already started putting the center console back together. When I ripped out all the nitrous stuff, I had to take it all apart. It kind of sucks because before I tore everything out, I got all of my nitrous switches hooked up and I was really kind of happy with it. And now they do absolutely nothing. So I kind of set all this up for nothing, which is great. But what I am going to do is there's a piece of trim. I have it somewhere around here. There's a piece of trim and I want to kind of cover this up as much as I can with it. Obviously I'm going to have to chop it up a little bit, but it's either I run it or I don't. And I think making it look as OEM or as sleek as possible is cool. So I'm going to chop up this center console piece right here into oblivion and just do my best to make it work. I'm going to eye it up first. Where's the fucking piece? Here's the piece. So yeah, as you can see, this is where it's going to go. So I'm going to probably gut it so we won't have cup holders anymore, sadly. But I think I can cut this in half. This might not be as bad as I think. I don't know. It might not be as bad as I think. Let me finesse it, but I think I can get away with maybe just cutting slits right here. I'll play with it. I'll see what I can do. So we are gonna have to gut a good amount of it. Like if I insert this right here and get that generally lined up, gonna have to gut a lot of it. So I might just cut it right there, and then I'll get this kind of mounted over here, and there'll be a gap in between, but I think that'll be the best way to do it. Just cut it here, because it's not going to come down. It's touching right there. So slice, and then we'll separate the two, and there will be a little bit of a gap, but it's going to look a lot nicer, and I could clean it up and edge it, and yeah, let's just I mean, if not, worst case scenario, I just don't run it again. I wasn't running it from before, but I don't like seeing the exposed wire. I don't like seeing the, well, it's not a trans tunnel, but the exhaust tunnel. I don't like seeing that. So the more stock, the better. All right, so this is how it looks right now. And I know it looks like a mess. I'm not done, but this is bolted in. This is trimmed nice and around. I just got to fasten both of these flaps. Now, I took off the cup holder part, which is right here. I took this off. So I might be able to find a way to mount this maybe back here so I could still have cup holders, because that would be super clutch. That's not going to help. But yeah, took that off, and I just squeezed this piece under here, and it actually looks decent. It's kind of pressed in, and I don't reckon it's going to go anywhere. So I'm not going to bother like trying to fasten it, just because I don't think any of the hardware will line up. But it's in. It looks better than it did before. I'm actually really pleased. I just need to figure out how to fasten these together discreetly. I'm thinking almost, I don't like that idea, but I'm thinking of like a zip tie down at the bottom right here where you can't see it, going to the other side, and it would kind of just sandwich itself like that. I think that's the easiest option, but I don't know. I'll sleep on it, and I'll see if I can think of something else, but that actually looks pretty good. I'm actually really happy with that. So I'm finishing up for the day. It's actually been 2 days, but I'm finishing up. But one thing I want to do really quickly is just try to mock up the intercooler and just see how much of the car we're going to have to cut to make it fit. I got a standard size intercooler, but it's still just, it's a pain to make it fit with the EG bumper. So I'm going to try to mock it up as best I can, and we'll just see. I got to pull off this bumper first. I already took off this top piece. I'm assuming it's just fender bolts right here. And I may or may not order the bumper like gap kit. I don't really care. It's not that bad. It's a Honda at the end of the day. But yeah, let me pull this off. I've never pulled it off before, so it's gonna be a little bit of a learning experience. So with the bumper off, I guess let's pull out the intercooler. So I mean, it's pretty small. It's rated for like 700 or so. But she do be pretty small. I'm gonna hold this up and just see how it looks. All right. So looks like shit. It doesn't squeeze right on in there like I hoped. I mean, I don't mind chopping it a bit, because I actually chopped my Mustang one a bit for the same reason. I wanted the intercooler to sit higher up and to get better airflow. On the Mustang, back when I had it Pro Charged, like literally only like that much intercooler would stick out underneath the crash bar, and I'm like, dude, you're not getting any cooling through essentially 2 inches, because there was the bottom piece as well. So I chopped this, and it stuck out, you know, double it now. So with this, we're probably gonna have to do the same thing. They probably sell, I don't know how easy it is to remove this, but they probably sell a tubular one, and that would be ideal. I can maybe have my boy just fab one up, just a tubular one. I mean, I don't plan on wrecking, but it'd be nice to protect it as much as I could if someone hits me. So I guess I'll just save this for him, but I'll leave the bumper lightly connected so he can play with it. Okay, so for today, I don't think there's any more I can do. The interior was bonus. I didn't even plan on doing that today, but I had time. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits for today. I mean, we did a lot. I took off the turbo blanket because I knew I needed to, but turbo blanket, wastegate blanket, oil lines, intake manifold, throttle body, coolant lines. What else? What else do we do? The interior. I'm sure I'm missing some stuff. Oh yeah, the water neck and stuff. We did a lot of stuff. We have a lot more to do. Not as much though. One day at a time. So as soon as my fab guy gets room, I will take this to him and he will fab up the intercooler system. Should take him maybe a week or so. I'd say intercooler plus downpipe. Yeah, about a week. It's about the same as the Mustang or Supra that I had him do. And then after that, I think we're pretty much ready for dyno. I'm still waiting on a couple things. I need pigtails for the injectors. Those are coming. I ordered a block-off plate right here for the map sensor. I ordered a jumper harness for the K24 to K20 crank sensor. What else did I order? Oh, PVC valve, PCV, one of those. Ordered that for right here because mine broke. And yeah. Then we just toss fluids in, pump out all the dirty gas, pump in some clean shit, and head off to dyno. So not much left. Next video you guys see on it should be us taking it to dyno. Should be, unless something else bad happens, but should be. Anyways, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know down below. Subscribe, and until next video, peace.